The sky over Gaza had turned the color of ash and blood, streaked with the trails of missiles that screamed overhead like vengeful spirits. The ground trembled with each impact, sending plumes of dust and debris into the air that choked the lungs and stung the eyes. Amid the skeletal remains of what were once homes, schools, and markets, Amina moved with purpose through the ruins. She was not a soldier. She was not trained for combat. She was simply a woman who had seen too much death and refused to see more. Her hijab was torn and gray with dust, her hands scratched and bleeding from pulling rubble aside. But her eyes, dark and fierce, held a determination that would not break. Behind her, clutching her tattered jacket and each other's hands, walked 12 children. Some were crying. Most were too shocked to make a sound. But Amina was not alone in her mission. At the front of the group, padding through the shattered streets with a grace that seemed impossible amid such chaos, walked Sahar. The lion cub was no larger than a large dog, her golden fur matted with dust and streaked with soot. Her amber eyes, far too old for her young body, scanned every shadow, every collapsed doorway, every pile of twisted metal. Her ears swiveled constantly, listening for the approach of danger. Sahar had appeared 3 days ago, emerging from the smoke like a guardian sent by something beyond human understanding. No one knew where she had come from, perhaps escaped from a zoo destroyed in the early days of the bombing. Perhaps something else entirely. But when Amina had first seen the cub standing protectively over a wounded child, snarling at soldiers who approached too close, she had known. This creature was an ally. "Keep moving," Amina whispered in Arabic to the children, her voice hoarse but steady. "We're almost to the tunnel entrance. Stay close to me. Stay quiet." A little girl, no more than 5 years old, whimpered and stumbled. Instantly, Sahar was there, pressing her warm body against the child's side, supporting her weight. The girl's small hand found purchase in the cub's fur, and together they continued forward. The ruins around them told stories of lives, interrupted a child's shoe half buried in concrete, a cooking pot lying on its side, a photograph fluttering against a piece of rebar showing a family that might no longer exist. Amina had learned not to look too closely. Every detail was a wound, and she had to remain strong. A distant explosion made the children gasp and huddle closer. Sahar's lips pulled back from her teeth in a silent snarl, and she positioned herself between the direction of the sound and the vulnerable group. Amina placed a calming hand on the cub's head. "Easy. Brave one," she murmured. "We keep moving." They navigated through what had once been a residential neighborhood. Now it was a maze of concrete teeth and twisted infrastructure, a monument to destruction. Somewhere in the distance, she could hear the mechanical rumble of tanks, the sharp reports of gunfire. The war had many faces, and all of them were turned toward the innocent. A boy of perhaps 10 years old tugged on Amina's sleeve. "Miss Amina," he whispered, his voice trembling. "Are we going to die?" She stopped and knelt before him, ignoring the protests of her exhausted legs. She took his face in her hands and looked directly into his eyes. "No, Habibi. You are going to live. You are going to grow up and tell your children about this day. You are going to survive. Because that is what humans do. We survive. Do you understand?" The boy nodded, tears streaking clean lines through the dust on his cheeks. "Good," Amina said, standing. "Because I need you to be brave for just a little longer." Sahar chuffed softly, as if in agreement, and the children found strength in the sound. There was something about the cub's presence, something primal and reassuring that reminded them they were not alone, that even in the darkest moments, protection could come from unexpected places. They reached the entrance to the tunnel network just as the sun began its descent toward the horizon, painting the destroyed cityscape in shades of orange and crimson. The opening was concealed beneath a collapsed section of wall, accessible only through a narrow gap. Amina had learned of it from whispered conversations in makeshift shelters, from the underground network of people who refused to surrender to despair. "One at a time," she instructed, helping the first child through. Quickly but carefully, Sahar took up position at the entrance, her body tense and alert, her ears flattened against her skull as she detected something movement in the ruins behind them. Amina heard it too. The crunch of boots on broken stone, voices speaking in a language that made her blood run cold. Faster, she urged the children, her heart hammering. Go, go. 6 children had made it through. 7. 8. The voices grew closer. Sahar's growl was low and continuous now, a warning that vibrated through the air. 9 children, 10, 11. A figure appeared at the edge of the ruins, a soldier, rifle raised. Amina's breath caught in her throat. But before the soldier could raise an alarm, Sahar launched herself forward with a roar that seemed impossible from such a small body. The soldier stumbled backward in shock, and in that moment of confusion, the last child slipped through the tunnel entrance. Sahar, Amina called desperately. The cub turned and ran, her powerful legs carrying her across the rubble in bounds. She dove through the opening just as Amina followed, and together they tumbled into the darkness of the tunnel. Behind them, she could hear shouts, the sound of pursuit. But the tunnel was narrow, twisted, and those who built it had designed it well. Within minutes, the sounds of pursuit faded, replaced by the ragged breathing of children and the soft padding of paws on stone. In the darkness, illuminated only by the dim glow of a solar lantern one of the children carried, Amina counted heads. 12 children. 1 lion cub. All accounted for. All alive. She sank against the tunnel wall, exhaustion finally claiming her. Sahar pressed against her side, the cub's warmth a comfort in the cold underground. The children gathered around them both, seeking the protection of their unlikely guardians. We made it, whispered the 10-year-old boy from before. We're safe. We're safe. Amina looked at their faces, so young, so damaged by what they had witnessed, but still here, still breathing, still capable of hope. She thought about humanity's greatest strength. Not its weapons or its technology, but its refusal to give up. Its insistence on protecting the vulnerable, even when the world had gone mad. Yes, she said softly, her hand resting on Sahar's head. We made it. And tomorrow, we keep going. Coming, in the ruins above, war continued its terrible work. But below, in the shelter of earth and determination, life persisted. A woman and a lion cub, and the children they had sworn to protect, proof that even in the darkest moments, courage could be found in the most unexpected places, and that humanity's true strength lay not in its capacity for destruction, but in its relentless commitment to preserve life.